guys, Roger here with a video on the 5 keys to success in business. So if you're an entrepreneur just getting started, or if you have already a big business where you're actually thinking, geez, I'm actually getting overwhelmed by the amount of things that need to be done, or how do I even manage my team, or I'm having multiple businesses, then this video is for you. I'm going to go through what these 5 keys to success are. I'm going to take you through our lodge here. This is our home in Madikwe, South Africa, where we are overlooking 70,000 hectares of beautiful safari. We have elephants, we have lions all like wandering by here, and we're actually going to use this as our stage sets for these 5 keys to success. And the reason for that is because everywhere that I go, and I've done this since I did my very first business back when I was like 19, 20 years old, I always design my business around these 5 keys. Think, for example, about if you are a chef in a kitchen, you're always going to have 5 keys, which are going to be the 5 things that you need in order for a kitchen to be successful. You're going to need the kitchen sink, where you're going to start and end every meal. You're going to have the chopping board, where you're going to chop up all the ingredients you need. You're always going to have a oven, where you're going to be able to then cook the things you chopped up. And then you're going to have a serving plate, where you then provide the service. And then that then leads to the fridge, where you're going to leave the leftovers to cook another day, right? You're going to always have those 5 things. These tend to link to the same 5 energies that you will find within the Chinese system of alchemy, which are the energies of water, which is the kitchen sink, of wood, which is the chopping board, of the earth energy, which is on the serving plate. The fire is the oven, the metal is the fridge, right? That's the winter energy. And what's really important about this is that every one of these is a different part of your business. So one of the biggest challenges that lots of us have in business is we go and set up a plan, we do the plan, and then we got to go set up another plan again. And as you start building your business, this is a big challenge, because you're constantly having to kind of rush to plan new things while you're trying to execute on things you have. With a rhythm, everything gets accomplished. There's this great Zen saying, which is that in nature, nothing is rushed, all is accomplished. So the most important thing is, what are the 5 key rhythms you need inside a business? So have a look at this. This here is our pool and jacuzzi. So this is on the outside here, and this is a space where I come. You see this little seat right down here, right? So if I sit down here, I come here every single morning and I ask the question, why? Why am I doing the things that I'm doing? Are we on purpose? The question why is the water energy. And this is the first key to success, is actually dividing up all of the different questions you're asking within your life and within your business. And so when you're sitting down and saying, okay, is everything on purpose? Is everything linked to the bigger why, the mission? This is the time to be thinking of those elements. If you're in the middle of the week and you're kind of like having all these worries, like, I think I'm off purpose, like, don't try and fix it then. Like, set that time when you have your why. In my case, it's a Tuesday, that's my why energy. But it's also every morning that I'll actually start in this space right here, just basically right by the pool. Create that space for yourself. If you don't have like a swimming pool, or you don't have a space, you have got all of nature. Even if you have your own one home office, just get out and basically be by the park, by the pool, by the sea, so that you always are actually thinking all the time that there is one place you can go where you can just calm and actually tune in and actually just see, are we on purpose or not? So that's the very first key. Always make sure there's a rhythm to tune into your why. Second thing is the wood. The wood is about your creativity, right? This is about the dynamo energy, which is all about, growth. This is all linked to the wealth dynamic system we have, the genius test we have, and I'll show you links below where you can go and try these things out for yourself as well. But the wood energy is a really interesting energy, right? Because it's basically where you're tuning into all of your creativity. By the way, did you notice, but when I came in here, I lowered my voice down a little bit from outside? That's what happens with environments. Here we are actually inside our main lounge. You can see we've actually got some of our team who's coming here today, because we're actually doing some of our meetings today as well, and I'll tell you about that in a moment. And so here we have got like a few of the different energies I'm going to come back to. But out here, where we're about to go, we have got a little terrace space, which is my wood energy. Every place I go to, even if I go stay in a hotel, or I go and stay at someone else's home, I will always basically set up my energies, just like a chef will always set up his different areas. And this is the chopping board. This is when you actually get to create what are the things that actually you want to actually cook, right? Like, what are the things you actually are going to turn on to fire? So this is the wood energy here. You can see the beautiful view as we're looking at here. And this space here is all about the question not why, but the question what. This is the second key to success. Having that rhythm of when you're going to be asking yourself what. Like, what are the key things that you are going to be creating? What's the key things that have linked to your plan? Do they link to your why? So having this as a rhythm is really important. My wood day is a Wednesday, and every Wednesday I'll always be in a space This energy here is where we have had some amazing conversations with the team where we sit down and we actually ask that question, like, what is it that we actually want to achieve? And we're actually not trying to think about a how or trying to think about a who, we're just thinking about the what, right? And so you have to have a rhythm where you're tuning into that as you go as well. This here, by the way, have a look over here. This, you'll see there's a fireplace over there. And so here is a space where we've had lots of conversations. It actually helps, by the way, having a bar over here. So Matla is both a private home, but it's also a private club. Like we actually have our team come here and stay. I brought my family here for Christmas to stay. And it's all part of our Tau Game Lodge, which is around the mountain, which has got 30 rooms, whereas here we have 7 rooms. And you'll see in here, we've got a space. When we actually were here for Christmas, we had the big tree here, and we had my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, all my kids, all their kids. And we turn all this into this incredible energy. So when you come in this energy here, you have this fire energy, right? There's a fireplace, it's all blaze energy. It's all about the question, who? So there's one thing you're gonna be thinking all the time, which is, okay, why am I doing what I'm doing? Right, we'll have that time and that space for the why. There's always gonna be a time which is like, what should I be doing, right? Have that space, which you can see out here, is for the what. The who energy is this energy here, which is all about, well, who are the people I need to create the what? Like, who's the connections? Amazing conversations here all about the who, where we actually worked out our team for the next couple of years on the IPO journey we're on right now, working with our different focuses, the who even within Matla and how we're working here in the lodge that we actually want to bring on board. Like this becomes a really great question and a way that you can actually focus at that whole cooking in the oven, the things that you actually want to cook. Now you might say, well, I've never thought about actually having these different energies, right? I've never thought about being located in different spaces. But like I said, when we actually came in the door, and you notice that I was saying, I was starting to talk quieter. If you go in a library, you start talking quieter. If you go to a nightclub, you start dancing. We are all creatures of environment. When we see a rhino, we all just get into rhino energy. So, and I'm going to share with you at the very end of this video how the big 5, which are basically the big 5 animals here on safari, link to these 5 energies as well. But we tune into that energy. And a lot of us think we're creatures of habit. But if you love dancing, that doesn't mean you go to a library and start dancing. We are actually creatures of energy. We're creatures of environment. And so if you're doing all your things from one place, whether you're in an office and you've got one desk and you're trying to do all of your spreadsheets, which is very much like ice energy, that's the fridge. And then suddenly the phone goes, and so you have to speak to a customer, and that's fire energy. That's now going to the oven. And then you got to go and speak to a team member to solve a problem, right? And now you're getting into like wood energy, which is a chopping board. And the real issue with all of this is each one of these shifts in energy, you can go through the whole day shifting energy like this and get nothing done, and then be wondering why you got nothing done. And it's because of these shifts in energy, you actually end up exhausted. And this is really one of the biggest problems that we have. When you end up exhausted, you also basically create stress for yourself, and all stress is a result of shifts in energy. So when you have like a space where you go into that space and that becomes your metal space, or that becomes your wood space, it changes everything. And what I'm sharing with you here is something which is easy to do if you have a big space, but frankly, like even when you actually just have one space like in the office, you can get out. You can actually create a new energy down by the park. You can create an energy in the Starbucks. You can create an energy in different areas around you, and you physically move to those spaces where you actually then focus on one thing. It's such an important thing because most of us, we mush it all up together, which is like a chef taking all the ingredients and put it in a bucket, wondering why they don't end up being able to create a meal, right? By the way, this here, this is the zebra room. This is my room here, my bedroom. And I'm going to take you to it because when I'm here at Matla and I'm in this room, this is my earth energy. Now, definitely, if you've got your home office in your bedroom, that's a bad thing because you're trying to do your creativity, you're trying to connect with your team, and you've got all this energy showing up, and then you're trying to sleep and you're wondering why you have a bad night's sleep. So this is earth energy, which is very much like the same energy you actually have here. You can hear all of the birds here, all the animals. This is earth, right? This is Mother Earth. And so in here, you'll notice as well, so here's the room. Here's the bedroom, here's the bed and bedroom. We've got this lounge area over here, and it's earth energy. Do you notice it's a totally different energy in here? This is not the time to be creating lots of different things. It's not time to be thinking, okay, who's doing what? This is not the time to be kind of thinking about numbers, right? When you come in here, it's all earth. Earth is about the when. Earth is about the where. It's like just finding a place for everything. It's a very much a grounded energy, which is why it's earth. So the reason that this is so important is that if you actually have this energy, I want to show you this as well. This is actually going through into the bathroom area. So, and come visit here sometime because we definitely would love you to actually come and experience this as well. Here's where the bathtub is, and then out here, we have got an outdoor shower, which is beautiful, which actually looks right over out into nature. So when you have your earth energy, which is, okay, when do things need to happen? You're not trying to create new things here. You're not trying to add new people. It's like, okay, when's it gonna happen? Where's it gonna happen? It grounds everything, and it allows you to actually solve those problems at that time. I don't know, you don't know what your biggest challenge will be 5 months, 6 months from now. But if you have a rhythm to tune into this, then that makes all the difference. I mentioned earlier, water is my Tuesday. Well, like wood is my Wednesday. That's like spring energy. Fire is my Thursday. It's when I make all my phone calls, do all my mentoring. And then Friday, so it's Thursday. Friday is my earth energy, which is when do things need to happen? That's when I'll actually tune in, connect up with my team, and it will be basically like planning out the next week, the next 4 weeks, making sure everything's got a tune as well. And then it's weekend, and by then I'm really grounded, and there's nothing from the week that moves into the weekend. Similarly, at the end of every day, I'll always be in when and where energy, and everything gets grounded. So you don't get stressed, right? You don't end up like really, no matter how difficult things are, you're not letting it actually affect your health, bring you home with you, and you've got that tuning in as well. So if you're feeling stressed right now, if you're feeling anxious about anything, try this out, like give this a go, tune in to these 5 different keys, and every single day make sure that you have the ability to be able to actually leave it within the bucket that it's actually meant to be in, right? What goes in the fridge goes in the fridge, what goes in the oven goes in the oven for a period of time, right? And everything gets served, and it actually gets served, and everything's exactly the way that it's actually meant to be. And the final energy is all about the how. This is the fridge. This is like what you get to keep at the end. It's all about numbers, it's all about financials. I just got over a finance call with the team. I'm about to get onto another one. I'm actually going to show you the team here because I'm actually about on time for my next call. And we're about to get on a call where we're actually going through all the how. And we do that every week, right? So there's a frequency to this as well. And this is really like the fridge. Now, one thing is, fridge is about money as well, right? It's about what gets crystallized at the end. A lot of people think, like things end with the money, but it's not about them ending with the money. It's about using the money to actually continue things. Like Walt Disney says, I don't make movies to make money, I make money to make movies. And what he's talking about when he says that is he's talking about the fact that the only reason that money flows or comes to you is for the big why that comes next. So in the same way, what you put in the fridge isn't there as basically the result of the meal, what you put in the fridge is there for the next meal. So if you want money, you better have a good place that's going to go next. And that's what we do with the how. It's like, what do we have left over that actually allows us to actually grow our bigger legacy of what we're here for? And you can see here's the team, where we actually have got Donna here, who is joining us here. She runs all of our mentoring side. We have the team here. We have Michelle and here is Sandra, and here is Suraj, and they're all board members who are leading our company. Michelle's in charge of all of our partnerships. Sandra runs all of the operations on our resort side, and Suraj does all of our digital marketing, and is our CTO. So they're actually they're kind of waiting for me actually. So I'm about to go and join them for the call that we're having, which is all about the how. We're not even going to talk about the why or the who. That happens on different days for different reasons. And think for yourself, do I have a rhythm which allows me to go from $0 to $100 million or $1 billion, right? Or even just $1 million. Do I have a rhythm that means that when things get tough and things get more complex, I'm not adding complexity, I'm multiplying simplicity. Keep that in mind. And I said at the end that I would share with you I'm going to come back to my Y spot here. What is the link between all of these 5 energies and the big 5 animals? It just so happens that the lion is the equivalent of the dynamo energy. It's all about like king of the jungle, coming off new things, but it's always in sprints, right? You're always going to have the elephant, which is the social animal, which is Blaze, which is all about the fire energy, right? They're always going to get connected with each other. You've got the rhino, which is the earth energy, grounding everything. You've then got the leopard, which is the metal energy, which is basically precision and getting really, really focused and clear, and sometimes doing it on your own. The opposite of the Blaze, where you're in herds. And then the final thing is the energy of the water buffalo, which is the energy of tuning in to the spirit. So next time you're actually thinking about nature, next time you're thinking about ancient tribes actually already tuning in and actually getting everything all synced up to sustainability. This is about you building a business that's also sustainable and focusing in a way that actually will ensure that you yourself have got a business that is going to be out there changing the world as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this tour around our Matla Lodge here. I hope that you have got something great out of this that you can actually be using as well. do design your business and your life using these 5 energies. There's a link down below to a video I took some time ago, which is like how to design your perfect week, which links the 5 energies to time, as well as what I just done on this video, which is to link it to space. And the more that you actually tune into this, the more you actually realize that true wealth is controlled time. And it's actually tuning in to being in the right place, the right time, and that's where all the luck happens. So subscribe for the next steps on the video. I'm actually going to be going to America. I will see you there. Have a fabulous week ahead, and we'll catch up with you later.